Clean up your space, clean up your mind, clean up your life. This is the corner of the living room. We are continuing to work on our space and work on ourselves and work on our lives. This corner of the living room is slash bedroom. Most of this stuff belongs to my housemate. He's in Atlanta on a family trip. So I have 4 days to myself and I am so loving it. Oh, I'm loving it. Having the space to myself. And I tend to clean when he's away. I don't know why. It's easier to clean when he's not here. I'm going to rearrange all the stuff on the shelf so it looks more aesthetically pleasing. Collectibles and dolls are not really my aesthetic, but that's okay. He enjoys them and it's fine. It can be done well. The biggest thing that's mine in this space, first of all, is the furniture, the mirror, and the giant foot. But let's clean and talk about life and have almost a therapy session together while we get our stuff together. Let's go. There is a lot of stuff in here. Most of it belongs to my housemate. He loves toys, dolls, collectibles. He's very nostalgic for his childhood. Can you hear the helicopter? Life in LA. He's very nostalgic for his childhood. I am not. I, in a weird way, feel like I was born an adult. I was always worried about something. I was always worried about the end of the world and thinking about what happens when the sun is a star, the sun finally burns out, its life cycle is over, the earth is no longer. What is there? I used to worry about, what is there if the earth doesn't exist? Is that weird? Did you see me smell the shirt? I'm wondering, does anyone else do that? If you have a husband, a wife, a child, a housemate that you're very comfortable with, do you, when you're putting clothes away that this person leaves lying around, do you smell it to see if it needs to go in the laundry or to be put in the closet? Is that weird? Yeah, so I never really played with dolls or toys, really. My aunt would give me toys, but they were always boy toys, and I wasn't that interested in them. I wanted to play with dolls, but I got caught playing with dolls once, and my dad made it clear that that was a girl thing and boys don't play with dolls. And so then I was just so ashamed that I couldn't do it. So I kind of ended up just always just living inside my head. My whole childhood was spent in my head, being the person that I projected that I would be in the future, a person who has a nice house and who drives a car. And I never really thought about a partner, but I always thought about having a beautiful house. And I also would sometimes, we had this large rock on our property, and we used to call it the Big Rock. And I would pretend it was a stage. I would walk up onto the rock, and the only part of the show that I ever would do would be the very beginning, where I get introduced and I walk up on the stage. And that was about as far as I got. I never really knew what to say, or I never sang or danced or acted. I just kind of got introduced and accepted the applause from my audience, my invisible imaginary audience. But that's why I don't really get nostalgic for toys and cartoons that were popular when I was younger, because I really didn't participate in that culture. I was watching Style with Elsa Clench. Oh, this is a Riddler costume from my housemate that he made one Halloween when he was, I don't know, a teenager or something, and he still has it. He never lets go of anything. I like to purge my stuff now and then. I get great satisfaction from donating a bunch of stuff or throwing stuff out if it's not usable, because that makes me feel better to have a clear space. And he's the opposite. He feels comfortable being surrounded by stuff. I can understand that. That's some people get comfort from things, having a lot of things. I get comfort from having fewer things and having an organized space. And so I'm working on that now. How can we meld our two styles together? That is why I let him use that shelving unit in the corner for his toys and collectibles. For the longest time, I wouldn't let him put any of his stuff in the house, which I realized was very selfish. But he does pay half the rent. So one day I just realized, you know what? He should have some stuff that makes him happy out and about in the space. So I let him do it. I do like to rearrange it because I do feel like when he puts it there, it's kind of a mishmash and it's not balanced. I have worked in design, in display, and in merchandising, and it is kind of something that I'm naturally good at, if I do say so myself. Motorcycle, the noises of urban life. I feel very relaxed right now. It's Friday evening. I didn't have to teach today because I'm working with Korean students, and it's Saturday in Korea, Friday in LA, but Saturday in Korea. So my students are off for the weekend. And so I had the day to take things at my own pace, not have to be prepared for my classes for the afternoon, to get on camera and start working and turn on the personality. This is one thing I have learned from my last job, which was working with clients in the shop where I got a lot of bedding from. The bedding that I folded before earlier in this video was freebies from my old job. And I would sell that stuff. And I had to converse with people. And I actually found that I kind of enjoyed it. And that skill has carried over into my current job, teaching online, teaching my Korean students English online, adults instead of children. I used to teach Chinese children. Now I teach Korean adults. That I have to make a lot of conversation, and I feel like I'm getting much better at it. And that's quite a feat for someone who grew up terrified of people, avoidant personality disorder, terrified of talking to people. Yeah, so that's progress. Let's always acknowledge the places where we've made progress, where we've improved in our lives, even if there's a lot of places that still need attention. It's important for us to value the places where we're doing well. So here I'm cleaning. I cleaned this corner out. That's my dog's old crate. He popped his head in here a couple times. His old crate from when he was a puppy. And we keep it because sometimes if my landlord comes in, my dog cannot function. He cannot control himself when my landlord comes in because he gets so excited and he jumps and screams at my landlord in a friendly way, but he needs to be put away when my landlord is doing some work in the house, or if there's a technician or something in here. Right now, what's happening is I have taken the old toys and collectibles off the shelves. These shelves are from CB2, I think. I think they probably still have these. They're very sturdy. They're very sturdy. And easy to install. Only a couple screws went into the wall, maybe 6. And yeah, very, very sturdy. And the glass is thick and sturdy. Yeah. Originally, I'm sneezing here because the dust. Originally, I had books, fancy books, and little decorative things that I like sparingly on these shelves. And then I decided to give my housemate some shelves for his things that he loves. And yeah, so I dusted them all off and I cleaned the shelves and I'm rearranging, and I keep sneezing. I'm rearranging these things to be more balanced. He had all of the pink Barbie movie dolls on the top shelf, heavy. There's one that doesn't fit on the other shelves because it's too tall. So that one went back there. But then I put the others sort of, I don't know, 1, 2, 3 triangle formation. And I'm just trying to sort of balance it, and I cannot stop sneezing here. Dust. I'm trying to balance it out so that it looks nice and aesthetically pleasing. And this is how it turned out when I finished. I like to keep it within the lines and more balanced. So if you can see on the left, that's how my housemate had it, and the right is my reimagining. And night has fallen, and as you can see, it's a little bit less chaotic behind me. And I worked on cleaning this part, but we will do that another time. We will finish cleaning that and arrange. And it's going to be Halloween, fall related candles and etc. up there. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be seasonal, and that's coming up soon. Anyway, that's it for today. Have a beautiful day, and remember to value what you have and be good to yourself. See you next time.